Hello, and welcome to this week's episode of Industry Insider. I'm your host, Allison Rogers. This week, we sat down with Collin Welsh, CARSTAR Canada's Senior Director of Franchise Development, to learn more about how CARSTAR is supporting its partners in 2020 and beyond. With more than 300 facilities across Canada and more than 650 throughout North America, CARSTAR boasts countless tools that can help its franchisees reach top potential in their operations. Thank you so much for joining us today, Collin. We're thrilled to have you on with us. So let's just dive right into it. Could you tell us more about how CARSTAR is supporting its partners in these unprecedented times?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, first off, I just want to thank you, Allison, for having me as part of your program today. I've enjoyed your previous podcasts, and we're happy to support the content. The question, how has CARSTAR been supporting its franchisees through these difficult times? Well, we've been able to quickly launch some new programs to our franchisees, including vehicle disinfectant protocols, delivery guidelines, and photo-based estimating services. The photo-based estimating actually allows our facilities to provide fast online photo-based estimates to the customer without the need for an in-person appointment. As well, communication was essential at the beginning of the pandemic, where there were so many unknowns. Our CARSTAR franchise family could expect a daily update from us on everything we learned or any new resources we had available to them. We would share updates as we received them, whether it was from an industry partner or small business program, and we also shared marketing materials so stores could effectively communicate with their communities that they were open and still operating with countless services. So these are just a couple of the examples on how we've been supporting our franchisees.
Mm-hmm. Sounds like a lot of transparency with your partners, and then also on top of obviously the safety protocols there.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm. So it sounds like there's been a lot of transparency in addition to all the health protocols surrounding COVID-19. Have these strategies and any other strategies being pursued by CARSTAR proved effective among your franchisees?
Yeah, so having standard processes to rely on, it's always been a cornerstone of CARSTAR, proving very effective not only now but prior to the pandemic. Our Edge Performance platform, it's an operational program that's been tested and retested in the CARSTAR network with the support of leading vendors and industry experts. We've also been able to update and add to our program based on the new industry standards, such as the enhanced cleaning processes that I spoke of before.
Mm-hmm. So many across the industry have said the pandemic allows for improved industry relations, such as relationships between insurers and collision repair facilities. As a large banner with relations across the collision repair industry, would you agree with this statement?
Well, we've always worked closely with every industry partner to ensure the best outcomes for all parties involved. We know cost containment is important. We know adhering to OEM guidelines is important. And we know the customer experience is important. Balancing all of these priorities, no easy feat, and it requires industry collaboration. Bottom line, we wouldn't be where we are today without the ongoing support and strong industry relationships that we have with everyone involved in the repair process.
Mm-hmm. So how have these relationships or relationships perhaps between facilities and insurers changed due to the pandemic?
Well, as I mentioned, it's just the ongoing collaboration. Maybe its importance has increased because we all want to ensure everyone is doing their part to protect their team members, their employees, their customers. Whether it's staying up to date on PPE requirements or introducing new programs for contactless services, you need that industry collaboration to launch these initiatives.
Mm-hmm. So if a collision repair center is looking to dive deeper into direct repair or DRP work or simply improve their working relationships with insurance partners, how can CARSTAR help?
Well, it's a great question. Thank you. The focus on performance is more important than ever before. KPIs, so the key performance indicators, are measurable numbers that show your performance. And usually what insurance partners put on scorecards is thresholds that earn their business. To support our stores, we have a variety of resources, including CARSTAR University, which provides training to improve performance. We have in-field operational support available to coach, counsel, and consult stores on their performance. We also have the Edge Performance platform, which guides stores through their SOPs and best practices. We have our Edge Performance groups, which are a peer-to-peer resource so that owners can learn best practices from one another. And then we also have our digital performance dashboard where stores can track their performance metrics in real time and zero in on areas of opportunity. Our national relationships with insurers and a clear understanding of their performance and quality benchmarks assist us and our team to coach store staff on where and how they need to improve.
So key performance indicators and tracking these numbers has really been a big topic of discussion lately, particularly at CCIF's recent virtual event. How can KPIs help shops improve overall operations?
It may be a lesser known benefit from tracking performance, but this can actually help enhance corporate culture as well. When stores are responsible for their own KPIs, it increases the sense of ownership over their jobs, so they can be proud when they achieve their targeted metrics. It also provides an opportunity for an employer to reward their staff for achieving their predetermined goals. Tracking KPIs can also provide an added layer of insight into a business performance. Being able to prove a trend with data provides reasoning to implement change. For example, if the length of rental is high in your facility and you're debating making changes to your operational process, having KPIs to prove its correlation can influence your decision. And finally, and maybe most obvious, is having performance data. It helps provide insight on your store performance. Knowing really is half the battle. So once you have this knowledge, it's important to know how to use it to your benefit. But for example, counting, the importance of customer service is fine, but having the real-time true numbers of customer service scores to back it up is much more powerful. It's a response to the age-old saying of actions speak louder than words.
By adding certain elements to cycle time, with the disinfection and whatnot, sort of the protocols around COVID-19, have any other KPIs changed, or have the way we measure any KPIs changed since the pandemic?
KPIs, they can always change based on priority, and they continue to. But the customer experience is extremely important now, as everyone wants to feel safe and looked after when going through the repair process. Some are even looking to measure customer success based on online reviews. So yes, it's evolved with the times, and I believe will continue to.
What would you say to shops looking to join the CARSTAR family? What sort of benefits would they be looking at as a franchise partner, and how should they proceed?
Well, there's never been a better time for collision repair operators to consider their options and grow their business with CARSTAR. First off, from an ownership standpoint, the CARSTAR family continues to integrate more locally owned and operated businesses into its network than ever before, allowing franchise partners to continue the legacies within their communities. On the support front, with a Canadian head office and field teams across the country, CARSTAR has the local and national support needed to help repair center owners. From a scale perspective, thanks to the economy of scale that comes with being part of the Driven Brands family, CARSTAR is poised to continue delivering on unbeatable savings to our network through our valued vendor partners. Brand recognition: CARSTAR is a name that represents premier collision repair to our valued customers and insurance partners. Our Edge our performance platform that I mentioned before, it's a proprietary operational program that provides franchise partners with resources and tools to achieve new levels of KPI performance, continuing to fuel the network profitability and increase customer satisfaction. And last but not least, our CARSTAR University. In an unmistakably advancing industry, CARSTAR has prioritized training and education, providing franchise partners with their own platform to advance their industry knowledge and increase their operational proficiency. So, how should they proceed from here? Quite simply, they can reach out to myself to further explore the opportunity in their market, or they can visit carstarfranchise.ca for further information about us, the franchising experience, and a few quick words from some of our existing partners on the reasons as to why CARSTAR. And on this site, there's a short questionnaire to complete for additional information and contact by me about their specific market options.
Yeah, sounds great. So feel free to check out these resources at carstarfranchise.ca for further information about joining the CARSTAR family, or reach directly out to Collin Welsh for more information. So thank you so much for joining us this week, Collin. It was a pleasure. We really appreciate your insights and expertise on this topic. And thank you to all our listeners today. Be sure to subscribe to Industry Insider on SoundCloud, YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and Google Play Music for new episodes.